everybody? It is Rocco Ya Boy coming at you again with another Age of Sigmar video. In this AoS General video, this class here, we're actually looking at more of an introspective dive of who am I to be teaching you people? What's my experience? What's going on here? We've had over the past 2 years almost 1,000 people subscribe to me, and I never really made a video like this that actually goes into who I am. We went a lot on before, like I was big in different discords and tabletop simulator communities and all kinds of in Warhammer stuff for tournaments and but it's been a while and I've more focused on this. So let's say hello to everybody. Hi everybody. Hi ladies and gentlemen. Everybody on the internet there. I mean everybody. And let's dive into who the heck I am. So who is Rocco? Well, uh, my name is John. Last name Rocco. I go by Rocco because there's a bajillion Johns. I love the New York Mets. I run this channel with my wife who does behind the camera stuff. I'm the upfront talent. And I have a very long history of teaching people how to play Age of Sigmar, specifically new players. That was what I did before the pandemic with all my gaming clubs I've ever been a part of. It was, would go bring in new blood to the game, do demo games, and teach people how to get better to play in events. Let alone my work in my private life is that we're here for the hobby. Don't pry that much. So where did I get my moniker, Rocco Ya Boy? That was actually a name that I streamed under on Twitch, where I used to stream video games. Apex Legends when it came out. I played Destiny 2, among some other titles. Um, I did okay. I made affiliate. My biggest stream I think had like 40, 50 people. At one point I was averaging like 20. Streamed to myself a lot of the time, but that's the fun of it. Stopped that during the pandemic because I had so much other stuff going on, and someone actually tried to repeatedly hack me, and I could not put up with that after a while, and I just said screw it. All my stuff had two-factor authentication, but I had a bajillion messages every day of people trying me. And I'm like, okay, I'm not making money. This hobby isn't fun anymore. And I moved on. But I kept the name, and it followed me throughout all my digital stuff. So when did I even get into Warhammer? Like a lot of people, I was a 10-year-old lad. I actually went to a friend of the family's New Year's Eve party where I was too young to hang out with the drunk adults, and then a friend of mine actually ditched me to go hang out with the drunk adults, so I hung out with her little brother, who was playing with their older brother's 40K models, and my first game was I played as Blood Angels against I don't even remember what, but I loved it. And then when I found a Games Workshop store, I saw that Wood Elves were a thing with fifth edition. I ended up actually getting Empire because I was in the starter box that I split with a friend, and they had a larger fantasy gaming group there, which is why I just love elves. They're there. Fantasy was there. I was sold on the old world and kept going. So when did I pick up AOS? I had stopped playing Warhammer at the beginning of 7th edition of Fantasy. I just didn't get into the new edition. And I, like went to college. I saw the old world eventually happen years later. Years later, AOS what happened. Everyone's freaking out. I'm like, okay, that's weird. But I ended up moving to the state of Delaware, which, if you're from the U.S., it's such a small state with so few people. People forget it exists. Moved there for actually my wife's work, and I'm like, what's a way for me to be a nerd and meet a bunch of people? Oh, there's a Warhammer store right by our grocery store. I could stop in, see what's up. And second edition had just dropped, and I'm like, yes, 100% yes, I'm doing this. This is great. I got my first army of Stormcast, and then it was off to the races there and having a lot of fun. And then, like I said, that was my first Warhammer army. I actually own. So Stormcast was first, then Cities of Sigmar, where I actually dug out my old Empire and Wood Elf stuff from my mother's attic, which was not where those were supposed to be stored. I got them back, and I had a second army. It was awesome. I actually won the cities book in a tournament as a prize. I was first place. And then I just kept going from there. And once Tabletop Simulator became a thing, I was known as the Cities of Sigmar Living City player for a very long time, running four Fulminators. I was one of the first people that made that popular. I did. I went on a couple of shows with different content creators at the time, and I got my name out there. Still didn't have a YouTube channel at the time, but I would help people. I ended up teaching just like through COVID, like one-on-one sessions. How do you play the game? And I had a thing of like we played a game like a 500 point introduction game or 1,000 point. And we worked our way up to 2,000. It was a four-game system, and I taught maybe 200-300 people because it just couldn't work and had the free time. Um, and then that boosted me up to people being like, yeah, you know, you need to get out there and get this YouTube channel going. Uh, and also, as a little side note for the armies, I have more than just cities. Because after I became the cities guy, I went into Deepkin because I wanted an elf army. That was army number three. I currently have a Sylvaneth army, and I say it's my wife's army, but she makes me play it to learn it for her so that I could teach her it. So we also have a Night Haunt army in the house. Um, and when it comes to painted armies, I have 4,000 points, maybe 5,000 points painted of Stormcast. Add that plus all my city stuff, so that's silly that Stormcast can go in there like that of cities. I've got probably 3,000 ish points of Deepkin painted, and Sylvaneth are built, not painted. Some of them are primed. We're working on it. Um, and then for Night Haunt, there should be 2,000 points somewhere through all the different art projects we've done of it. Okay, next question. Why did I get into making YouTube videos here? Why did we do the channel? Why is this? Why am I finally in HD? Because I got a ring light and I'm very excited for it. I'm probably very flush. My colors off. I look like a vampire, but I'm just so excited. I don't look fuzzy except for my beard being fuzzy because it's fuzzy. Uh, but why am I doing all this? Why did I do the professor and classes and teach people? And now we had the just Rocco Ya Boy. It's because I like helping people. I like lowering the barrier to entry, and a lot of people that the reason why I taught all of those people either in game stores or online and spread the love of Warhammer around was honestly because I'd run into people where they were too intimidated by people at their local store to play. They were gate kept out, and I'm like, no, I'm going to lower this barrier to entry. A lot of the first people I taught actually were women that were like, yeah, you know, we just don't know anyone that's willing to take 5 seconds to answer what might be silly questions. And then from there, it just exploded out to now they're tournament players. And they're like, oh, yeah, I taught so and so. Yeah, I want to learn from Rocco. I want to know this. I want to know that. Like some of the people that I taught were actually they've gone to AoS Worlds. A couple of my students, my proteges, or whatever you want to call them, for Team Netherlands, and they've exceeded everything I'd ever do, which is really cool to see as someone that's a teacher and a coach. And I just mess around on half the time at tournaments that don't even have ITC points scoring. You know, like it's just really cool to see how much of the hobby can go and how you can affect someone's life and then they just go off. and do their own thing. And it just blows your imagination of where it can go just from this hobby and how much fun they can have. And you can have watching their career. Uh, and so I was told by a lot of people, get a YouTube channel, answer these questions, make series. And, some of our things have been little niche questions that have gotten like 50 views, and some of them have gotten thousands, which is really freaking cool. Something I never could have hoped to have done on Twitch. Um, and we're here to just keep that train going. Next question we have here is, what other games do I even play? So, AoS is my main game. Age of Sigmar is my main game. It is my tournament game. It is my competitive game. I love it so much. I know the rules enough to sleepwalk through it and have fun playing whatever army I can think of. Right? I also play Blood Bowl, more the video games than in person, but do play Blood Bowl. So we've got 40K. I do Craft World Eldari. Um, I'm actually really big on the old Alton Tsar. I loved it in ninth when they got a sub faction finally. But like Malgan Raw, loved the model, loved the resculpts. So I finally chased that itch of when I initially played 40K and had a little coming home in ninth. And now I'm excited for 10th. Let's see. I do Necromunda. I have a squat gain in Necromunda. I've recently started dabbling in BattleTech because it's really easy to pick up when you just need 4 models and 14 dice, and you print out the rules for free. It's really cool. Let's see. We also have Warcry that I've played because I have the AoS stuff. Some of my locals have gotten me into Kill Team. And probably the bigger things are the RPGs I also play that are adjacent to all this, because I am a player and GM for Soulbound, a game master for that, and I do dungeon master for some D&D. Might dip my toe into Pathfinder as well, but it's a lot of game systems I have already. Um, will we ever cover other games? Maybe. I don't know what the future's gonna hold. I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna get a cool ring light and have good video like this. Every time I'm surprised because it's always like I find a way to upgrade stuff. I've got a green screen now. Maybe we can get back into. Oh, that was another thing I used to do was for the Magical Mr. Mephisto. I've done several RPG streams as a player, and when he had the Rantcast League, which was a Blood Bowl league, I not only played in it, but I also did play-by-play announcing and shoutcasting. Um, and I'd do that again too. I love doing that. I've got the voice and the face for radio, so being a sports announcer, I'm there for it. And would we cover other stuff? I mean, it's up to you, my viewers. You know, and it's possible. I don't know enough of 40K outside. Like I printed out the rules and I'm reading them. I'm gonna play it this weekend when it officially, hopefully, drops because it's dropping the 24th. See when this comes out. Uh, but that could be something we can learn together. But we'll definitely always be an AoS channel. It's our bread and butter. Maybe when the old world comes out, I'll do some stuff with my old wood elves or empire troops because you know what? They're getting phased out for the new Cities of Sigmar units, which look really freaking sick. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the future here. Excited for a push for 1,000 subs too. Like these videos, share them, because our whole thing is answering questions that people sometimes are too embarrassed to ask. They're so new to the game, they don't know what questions to ask. We do tactics, we do strategies, we go into list building, and it's a good time here. Where'd the battle reports go? So them and my tournament recaps, my Rocco recaps series and field trip series. They did not get a lot of traction because it's not a traditional battle report. It's more me recounting what happens throughout different games I played or tournaments. And I mean, I've had some chatter about bringing them back. And you know what? If this video gets 20 likes, I'll do one. I feel like that's a reasonable thing. And finally, where's Petey? My dog, who has been a kind of a guest on the channel. Is he doing good? Is he okay? Still being a good boy? As you just heard him kind of whine. Keep going to the this way, like up to me. Hi, Petey. Oh boy, you messing up the color balance. My green screen. Pete, go a little more to the. Come on. Hi, babe. Good boy. Good boy, Petey. Okay, you can go down now. That's fine. He's still here. He's doing good. Yes, you are. You might even be in the thumbnail, bud. Who knows? We'll see. It's a strange new world. Also, shout out to my wife for making all of the thumbnails. I would be so lost without her. She does a really good job with them. And with that, where are we going from here? I am currently, competitive-wise, part of the Pants Mafia, which is a gaming club out of the Midwest and Canada. The guy that's in Canada is Australian. It's weird, but they're good people that I'm friends with, and I'm in a bunch of group chats with, and I have left my old club, the Basement War Gamers, just because I moved too far away for another move, and that's where we are. I'm repping them. Who knows where we're going to be in the future, what games we're going to cover, but we're going to be there together and have a lot of fun. Maybe we go and do like a long form late night podcast kind of situation and do like interview shows with different personalities throughout Age of Sigmar. Maybe we go back to, going on different shows and getting our name out there and all the stuff. Be fun. Down for it if you are. But I want to thank you, dear viewer, for watching. It's been a lot of fun. And here's to more of that. As I say at the end of all of our videos, be nice, roll some dice, and catch you next time. Bye. Oh, and be sure to catch out our new videos going on about the Things That Scare Players series. It's a real good insight into the mind of tournament players. All right, bye for real.